Everyone expected an American designer, Ralph Lauren, Oscar de la Renta, the safe choice for the girl nicknamed Miss Americana. Instead, Taylor Swift flew to Paris and handed her wedding dress to a French house that hadn't touched a celebrity wedding gown in decades. And here's the part almost no one clocked. She never hid it. For months, she'd been dropping clues in broad daylight at NBA games, on red carpets, in handbags worth thousands of dollars, and we all missed it. Tonight, we're connecting every one of those clues. The witness accounts calling the train, jaw-dropping, the secret Paris collaboration nobody leaked, and the exact moment, almost 2 years ago, when Taylor Swift told us what her wedding dress would look like, and nobody was watching closely enough to notice. Here's how big Taylor Swift actually is right now. This year alone, she broke all-time album sales records and became the youngest woman ever inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame.
Because people's feelings, passions, and motivations have always fascinated me. And it was easy to choose songwriting over everything else in my life.
She doesn't just make headlines, she is the headline. Industry insiders have a name for what happens next, the Taylor effect. She mentions a restaurant, it sells out for a year. She wears a brand once, it sells out in an hour. So when she married NFL star Travis Kelce, the media didn't call it a wedding. They called it America's royal wedding. Which is exactly why the dress mattered so much. Taylor Swift built her entire career on being relatable, the girl next door who just happened to become the biggest star on earth. A wedding dress isn't just an outfit. It's the final word on who she says she is. And almost everyone got the ending wrong. The smart money was on an American designer, Ralph Lauren, the same house behind her engagement photos. It felt inevitable. It wasn't even close. Here's the thing about Taylor Swift. She doesn't do anything by accident. And if you rewind her outfits over the last 2 years, you can actually watch the wedding dress decision happen in real time. It starts in 2024. The VMAs, Taylor steps out in a punk yellow plaid look, Dior, nobody blinked. It was written off as just another red carpet moment. It wasn't. It was her first time in the house that would end up designing her wedding gown. Then the clues start piling up, fast. A Dior handbag at one event, then another, then another. By the time she was doing press for The Life of a Showgirl, she'd carried 5 different Dior bags in a matter of months. In April,
possible, and so I really spent a lot of time figuring out how I could make the best vinyl product and the best.
It was a $9,500 buttercup Lady Dior, covered in 3-dimensional flowers, the kind of detail you'd expect on a garden wedding gown, not a handbag. Then she brought Dior to NBA games, in denim and sneakers, carrying a bag most people can't afford to insure. And weeks before the wedding, she paired a bridal white mini dress with a Dior bucket bag, in public, in broad daylight, practically daring anyone to connect the dots. Nobody did, until now. But a house doesn't design a wedding dress, a person does, and the person behind this one had been at Dior for barely a year. Before the confirmation, the internet ran wild with theories. Ralph Lauren, Stella McCartney, a friend of Taylor's for over a decade, the design duo behind Oscar de la Renta, even Gucci and Givenchy got floated. Every guess made sense. Every guess was wrong. Because Taylor didn't play it safe, she went to Paris. She chose Christian Dior Haute Couture and handed her wedding dress to a creative director who'd been at the house for exactly 1 year. His name is Jonathan Anderson. Before Dior, he built his reputation at Loewe, doing exactly the kind of work most bridal designers avoid. Strange, bold, nothing like a traditional wedding gown. Landing him was being called a huge coup for Dior, And the dress itself wasn't pulled off a rack or a runway. It was built from scratch, inside Dior's Paris ateliers, in secret, over months of collaboration with the couple themselves. There's just one problem: nobody outside that room has seen it. So how do we already know it was, in one witness's words, jaw-dropping?
Travis is emotional. That's real love. That's what you can get when you have the good support of a woman behind you. He has had one hell of a season.
Why Madison Square Garden? On paper, it's an arena for concerts and basketball games, but it also does something no other venue in New York can. It disappears. No windows facing the street, no angle for a drone, total blackout security. And inside that blackout, Taylor and Travis built something nobody expected. Guests described walking into a lush countryside retreat, real greenery, white and green draping, an atmosphere one attendee called Alice in Wonderland meets the Wizard of Oz, inside a basketball arena. Along the walls, blown-up photos of Taylor and Travis at every age, side by side, from childhood to now. Two entirely separate lives, suddenly lined up next to each other. Then came the vows, long, personal, unfiltered, the kind you don't script for an audience of 1,000 people, the kind you write for one person. And then the officiant walked out, not a pastor, not a pop star, Adam Sandler. Here's why that's not a joke. Taylor's song, Willie Lee Hlit, was inspired by Sandler's character in Happy Gilmore, a guy who escapes to his happy place whenever things get overwhelming.
And the song Wish List is like that chorus, like you were just talking about the verses, which were so fun and funny to write, but it gets very sincere in the chorus. I don't know if you've seen the movie Happy Gilmore, but he has this happy place, like where he goes into this utopia of this is exactly what he would want. And this is where he escapes to mentally in times of stress, pressure, anxiety.
Taylor turned a lyric about an imaginary safe space into a literal moment, officiated by the exact actor who inspired it. Outside, a massive sign lit up the Manhattan skyline, just NT married. Inside, not one official photo got out. She'd pulled off something that shouldn't be possible, the most talked about event on the planet, and a secret kept by 1,000 people. Which raises the real question: if she's controlled everything else about this wedding down to the last detail, is she controlling this silence too? In an era where everything leaks instantly, the silence is deafening. Still, no photos, and that's not an accident, that's the whole point. Because withholding the image isn't just protecting privacy, it's building pressure. The longer the wait, the bigger the eventual reveal, and Taylor Swift understands that better than almost anyone alive. Look at history: Bianca Jagger's YSL suit, Priyanka Chopra's Ralph Lauren gown. These aren't just outfits, they're the ones people still reference decades later, the reference points every future bride gets compared to. By choosing Dior and a designer making his celebrity wedding debut, Taylor just bought herself a shot at that same permanence. And for her fans, the wait isn't dead time, it's part of the story. One report described the mood perfectly: all of the silence and patience, pinning and anticipation. That's not frustration. That's a fandom actively participating in the final chapter of a decade-long narrative. So when that first photo finally drops, it won't just be a photo. It'll be the ending everyone spent months writing in their heads.
I don't know, or traffic, but I close my eyes and I'm somewhere else, just like magic.
Sick.
And then chink.
As the sun came up over New York, the crowds outside Madison Square Garden finally started to go home. The most talked about wedding in the world was over, and somehow still not one photo. But maybe that was never really the point. Because the part that didn't need a camera was already the whole story. Two families, the Swifts and the Kelces, standing together as one, side by side in photos spanning from age 5 to right now. Vows too personal to perform for a room of 1,000 people, written instead for one. And somewhere in that arena, 20 years into turning her own life into a song, Taylor Swift finally lived out a lyric she wrote long before she met him. She found her happy place, not in a metaphor this time, but in a room officiated by the actual man who inspired it. The dress will surface eventually. It'll be iconic. It already is, sight unseen. But the real ending was never going to be photographed. It was written the moment two families became one, in a room nobody outside it will ever fully see. So here's the question. Does the secrecy make this more special to you, or are you still refreshing your feed, waiting for the photo? Let us know below.